Has your bank put limits on how much money you can deposit onto exchanges to buy crypto? Screw them. SwissBorg's got your back. They've created personalized IBAN numbers, so you can send as much money as you like to buy crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. A bit of a quick morning video before I start the school run. So let's have a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hourly. Actually first, we'll have a look at traditional markets just to give that a bit of an overview. It's only just starting up, everything's in first gear at the moment, so we need a little bit more time throughout the day and probably into tomorrow to really gauge what's going on, but I still expect the same thing to continue. Gold pull back now, similar to Bitcoin, into the 50 exponential and a bounce from there to make a new local high. S&P on the daily, this is the futures, S&P futures, coming down to our first major move of area of support, which is basically your Bollinger Band center. If that gets lost, no big deal. It's a standard Golden Cross retest where we could look for a serious bounce on the S&P. So not looking for any major downside turnaround here. And the euro finally, actually not finally, I do have the pound up there, but this is like the wild card at the moment. So the euro basically above all major moving averages, looking to pull back into any one of these areas to which we can use as a point to carry on with this upwards trajectory. The last thing actually is the pound, which is doing the similar sort of thing to the euro, but looking for a more of a sizable pullback. Pound is a strange one, really, because I don't really see why it should be forming anything particularly bullish. And if we think about, what we're actually looking at, it's very similar to the euro, but below the horizontals. So if the pound goes down, yeah, we could look to play bounces on it, but personally, I think that if there's going to be a rise in Dixie, it's going to be triggered by a downside move on the pound. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so all of that aside, everything looks basically the same as I expect anyway. So we're looking at Bitcoin here on the 1 hourly, mooching around in a sideways action since we came down to the major support, which we've so far so good held. We've been in a 3% range. That area is 50 exponential on the daily, which we bounced from. We had a bit of a weird move today on this, but again, it's neither here nor there. Now, the reason we're looking at the hourly is because the hourly might be the place where we actually start to see a trigger point, right? So what we're looking for would be an itchy cloud signal. So far, what we've got is a cross. You can only just about see it, but there is a cross, blue cross red over here. We need to see green portion of the cloud. We want to see price above the cloud and the Chiku span above the cloud, which means that really, if we're talking today, we need to close an hourly candle body above 28,100. Tomorrow, it'll be a bit easier to see that because the Chiku span's over here, right now. We could be looking to see candle body closure on the hourly with price above 27,800. But for the moment, we're not getting that. But that's what we'll be looking for. Now, if we just turn off all this noise and have a look at what this means on the 4 hourly, we've got confluence with the 200 exponential coming in around 28,100. So another reason to be bullish above that area. Closures on a 4 hourly above 28,100 would be back above the 200 exponential to help us try and avoid the incoming death cross, which hasn't happened yet. So remember, I only really think about signals as and when they happen. It hasn't happened yet. Until then, we're still stuck in this range. Sideways range, sideways range. And like I say, the turning point is going to be above 28,100. That's where I would be looking to the daily to see extended moves. And the extended move, again, after 28,100 is going to be all the way up to 29,000. And the hopium would be, if we close above 29,000, which is your Bollinger Band center, we actually basically just go for what would be yet again another V-shaped recovery based on a portion of a Golden Cross retest, this time being the 50 exponential, which would be pretty bullish, to be honest, to see a bounce on there. You get Golden Cross retests all the time, and if you get picked up on the 50 rather than the 200, usually is a good sign of major continuation. So back up to 32 and probably beyond, to be honest with you. But until then, let's just have a look at the volume. Volume picked up a little bit, but it's basically rubbish in comparison to what it used to be. Here's our normal trading volume. And this is what we've been doing for the last almost 3 weeks now. Basically nothing there. So we do need and require some more volume to come in on this, and we're just not getting it. And without volume, it just makes it more sensitive to when volume finally comes in, whether it's for the up or the down. So we are looking for something volatile at some point very soon. I think the main thing to focus would be if gold can perform a bounce from this level down here. If it can, excellent. I mean, it can bounce at any point. If we go to a 4-hourly, for instance, we can see that there's reasons to believe a bounce would be due anytime now, really. 4-hourly golden cross, just a little tiny piece below where we are right now, with a one print of bullish divergence on the RSI. But again, it's still consolidating from this previous high, this most recent high, and if we're going to get picked up, we can get picked up in the short term here, if not a little bit lower around these zones. So we're looking for a bounce on gold, which should carry Bitcoin, because the correlation of the two have been pretty accurate, way more than indices and stocks. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there. There's not much more to say. I hope you have a nice day. Join the Telegram, maybe the Patreon. Otherwise, have a nice day. Take it easy.